So we're going to talk about how to manage your emotions to improve your mood. All right. And I have a couple of steps that I want you guys to consider if you find yourself in these moods of funkiness and just not feeling like yourself. Hopefully this helps you. So the first is getting on a routine. And I know that routines can feel like a job, can feel like an obligation, but they help create structure and give you clarity on what you're going to do next. So let's talk about what this routine looks like for me so that you can hopefully make it a best practice of your own. You need to wake up at the same time every single day. And as entrepreneurs who have the flexibility of managing our own time, it sometimes gets really easy to be lazy because you don't have a micromanager. You don't have somebody that you need to report to. You don't have a boss that you need to check in with. And so it's really easy to just be, gone with the wind, fabulous, honey, and show up when only you feel like it, not when you need to, right? To move your dreams ahead. So waking up at the same time is significant and getting yourself on the routine. So you wake up at the same time every day. Then you meditate for 10 minutes. And you can literally find a meditation for 10 minutes on YouTube. I've been recommended to listen to Tony Robbins. I've been listening to him, but there are so many resources out there for you. And this meditation piece is so significant because it's going to set the tone for your day and just help you breathe before just the craziness of the world comes into your space, right? You want to just create this like sphere, almost like a utopia of silence just for you so that you are able to just get yourself centered for the day ahead. And a meditation doesn't need to be necessarily silent. One of the ones that I've done with Tony Robbins has me speaking affirmations out to myself and then breathing. So you can find what works for you, but do a meditation for 10 minutes, okay? After that, you want to journal for 10 to 15 minutes. And this doesn't need to be a homework assignment in terms of you don't need to have structure on what you're going to write about. I want you to just literally put onto paper what you are feeling, what you are thinking. That is what's significant. That is what you want to journal on. I don't want you guys to overcomplicate the process. I want you guys to just be in tune with yourself. That is the whole point and purpose of this exercise. So after you meditate for 10 minutes, you journal for 10 to 15 minutes, then you want to exercise, okay? Now, you have to get into this vibe of moving your body, because it's good for you. And listen, health is definitely wealth, darling. And also, it is about building your discipline. Discipline will help you feel better about yourself, especially if you're in a funk. There's no way that you're going to be able to get out of a black hole if you are in one, if you are not taking action, right? If you are not moving, right? In order for there to be some type of progress, you need to take action. All right, guys? So I want you to tap into that. So, number 2. I want you guys to form a badassery committee. This is actually one of the pieces of my framework for getting over imposter syndrome and working through imposter syndrome is identifying your badassery committee. Now, these are 5 to 6 people who you trust, who know you, and who will literally be on call. So in your moments of deep self-doubt, depression, anxiety, stress, in the black hole, in the funk, you have these 5 to 6 people that you are going to call upon to restore life into you, right? Speak life into you to kind of fuel you up and remind you of the badass that you are. And this is a very prestigious role, y'all. So when somebody's on your committee, let them know that they are on your committee. And if you find that you do not have anybody that you can call on for this type of service, then you need to join communities like the Dare to Leap Academy so that you are in an environment with like-minded people who are there to support you and want to see you succeed. All right. Number 3, I want you to be responsible for getting out of your funk. What does that mean? That means that you cannot blame anybody else for the space that you are in because the only control that you have is over yourself. the way that you are choosing to think, the way that you are choosing to show up, your behaviors, getting on this routine, you need to take responsibility for where you are right now and really self-examine what you are doing and what you are not doing that is causing you to be in this space. It's important. Journal on it. It's important for you to be self-aware enough to know so that you can start addressing your areas of improvement. Next, there is a 48-hour rule, okay? And what this means is I need you guys to start executing on what it is that you are learning. So for those of you in coaching programs, for those of you who are thinking about taking a new step, starting a new project, and you're going to webinars, you're going to all these conferences, you're listening to Banking On Cultura, you're getting all this amazing information, but you are not implementing or executing on any of that information, then it's kind of a waste of time. So implement a 48-hour rule, which means that from whatever you are listening to, whatever you are learning, take 1 to 3 pieces of what you are learning and implement it within 48 hours. Because after 48 hours, you guys are not going to implement it. That's just the way that it is. So put yourself on a 48-hour rule. I actually got that tip from a previous guest, Runway Billionaire. So if you haven't listened to that episode, make sure to go back and listen to it because he was dropping gems.